The eyes may be the window to the soul, but the hands are the windows to the intent. The Mantis X firearms training system attaches to any gun with a rail and to your phone via Bluetooth to track barrel movement every shot you take. Use it to help you be the most accurate, fastest shot you possibly can in a defensive encounter. I use it in my training all the time. Hi everyone, this is John with today's active self-protection lesson out of San Dimas, California. This video is an older video, but I've never done it before for narrated lessons, and I think it does have some important lessons to teach us. In particular, it shows us about the importance in awareness of watching the hands of potential threats in your vicinity. Yes, looking at eyes, looking at waist, but also looking at hands to make sure there's nothing in them that could threaten us. And in doing that, or failing to do that, we're going to see here a Los Angeles County Sheriff's officer who is going to put herself in some significant danger. So we see a clerk here just having a regular day, and this guy comes up and he wants to buy something. Now notice that he's got his hand in his pocket there, his left hand in his pocket, and as the guy's gonna ring up, he uses the ringing up to get him to open up the register. And when he does, he shows a gun with his left hand there, a little nickel-plated pistol. Now the guy closed the register because he wasn't paying attention to him. He's like, hey man, let me in the register, I want the money out of the register. So the guy's gonna go ahead and open the register for him, and that's probably your wisest move right there. This is in California. He probably doesn't have a gun on him so he can fight back or anything like that. Now I noticed the guy took whatever it was and he stuck it in his pocket as well. And now as the guy is putting the money up on the counter for our intended thief, a Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy shows up. And you notice our bad guy looks at her and then just puts his gun in his pocket and walks out. And once he walks out, the clerk finally tells the sheriff's deputy, hey, that guy tried to rob us. And she's like, what? Yeah, he pointed a gun at me. So she goes out and arrests him. And he said, in the description there, the perp said that the only reason he didn't shoot her is because she was a woman. Now, let's think about some significant lessons out of this one. Again, we're talking about awareness and pre-attack cues. Now, a guy that's sitting there with his hand in his pocket like that, you always want to look at eyes, waist, and hands. What are they doing? Eyes, waist, and hands. That's your kind of general look in awareness at somebody. And why do you want to look at their hands? Because you want to see, because hands are where the danger is. Again, eyes are the intent of the soul. Hands are the windows of the intent. So because he's got a gun out, obviously we see it now. When you can't see their hands, that's when you see something's going on. And that actually applies not just to our clerk here, but to the sheriff's deputy who's going to come in. Now, again, this is why we look at somebody in the eyes to see what their intent is and what their heart is looking like, and then we look at their hands to see what their intent is. Now, when the sheriff's deputy comes in, I don't blame her right away for not seeing the gun in the guy's hand. First of all, he's not, jumped up on the counter or anything like that. There's a lot of stuff on the counter that she, may not have been able to see it. But this is why we say, again, eyes, hands, waist. So he puts that gun away in his pocket and just walks out. So I don't blame her necessarily for not seeing it, but this could have been very dangerous for her and for everybody around, which is why we say, listen, is he stuffing something in his pocket? Are you paying attention to what's going on with people's hands and what they're doing with that, especially as an on-duty police officer? Then finally, when she does recognize, of course, she's going to go and solve that problem and arrest that guy. But this is a lesson in awareness. Always pay attention. First thing I look at somebody's eyes. Second thing I pay attention to their hands, then their waist, to see if they pose any current threat to me. And knowing to do that even before the threat fully emerges might give you the time that you need to cover your asp.